Brought to you by Penguin.
My Animals and Other Family. Written and read by Clare. For Alice. Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. Anatole France. Chapter 1. Candy. The first face I can remember seeing was Candy's. She was my protector and my companion, my nanny and my friend, a strong, snuffling, steady presence. I looked into her big brown eyes, pushed my pudgy fingers into her cavernous wrinkles, and smelt her stale breath. It was an all-in sensory experience. I was home. I pulled her ears, lifted back her lip to examine her tiny teeth, and gripped her rolls of fat. She never snapped, never growled, never even gave me a warning glare. Candy was a saint, and she knew her role in life. She was put on earth to guard me, and she would, to the end of her days. Candy was my mother's boxer, and the pecking order was clear. In terms of affection and attention, Candy came first, and anyone else, new baby included, came second. Candy loved my mother without question, and my mother needed that from someone, even if it was only a dog. Candy was what they call a red and white boxer, a deep chestnut colour in her body, with a white chest, white around her neck and across her face. Her eyes sagged, her titties swung low and loose, and her girth was wider than was strictly desirable. But as far as my mother and I were concerned, Ursula Andress could move aside. She had nothing on Candy. When she was excited, Candy's whole body showed it. The move started in her stub of a tail and proceeded to her hips, which would rotate from side to side, making it virtually impossible for her to walk. Her body shook with delight, and her lips drew back in an unmistakable grin. Most of the time, she was rather matronly and sensible, but when she was happy, she was delirious. I adored her, and she responded with an immediate, unquestioning sense of duty. She would lie by my side, move if I moved, and allow herself to be a living, breathing baby walker as I used her to climb to my feet, wobbling on my plump, short legs, and she pulled me gently forward. When the strain got too much, and I collapsed onto a nappy-cushioned backside, she would sit and wait for me to get going again. She didn't much like other people coming near me, particularly men, warning them off with a withering glare. Candy seemed to be the only one who was pleased to get to know me. The day that I first came back from hospital, Mum put the basket down on the floor and left me there. Bertie, the aloof lurcher with pretensions to grandeur, had a quick sniff, cocked his leg on the side of the basket, and demonstrated exactly what he thought of it all. He stuck his head in the air and walked off, never to give me a second glance. Candy, on the other hand, planted herself next to me, and there she stayed. It was a comfort, now I think about it, that she was so protective. You see, I was a disappointment from the minute I popped out, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it. "Oh," said Grandma, a woman routinely described as formidable. "It's a girl. Never mind, you'll just have to keep trying." Robust and 6 feet tall, my grandmother was a daunting presence. Her hair, neither long nor short, was done once a week by a woman called Wendy, who came to the house. Grandma wore no makeup, believing it to be for tarts and prostitutes. Her favoured formal uniform for race days was a raw silk dress and matching coat, tailor-made to accommodate her unfeasibly large bosom, and non-patterned because patterns accentuated the mountains. Sensible court shoes, a spacious handbag to accommodate wallet, glasses, diary, and binoculars, the outfit topped off with a matching beret, or in the summer, a silk turban-style hat. During the week, Grandma would wear a calf-length skirt with a plain-coloured polo neck or cardigan. She never wore trousers. Once upon a time, she'd been a competent horsewoman, but she gave up riding when the side saddle was discarded. She refused to countenance the idea of riding astride, and did not approve of women wearing jodhpurs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?